Hi everyone, welcome to Helppo, your online sensei. I'm Catherine Slingsby. Today we're going to be talking about the IELTS, specifically how to answer not given questions. This video will cover 4 tips for not given questions, complete with examples. After listening to a tip, if you'd like to practice answering the exam questions before hearing our explanation, please pause the video so you can read the questions to yourself. Alternatively, the practice questions used in this video are publicly available on the official IELTS website, linked below. You can pause the video now, read the passage and questions at your own pace, and then join us again when you're finished. Ready? Let's get started. Tip number 1, understand the instructions. Not given questions are usually phrased like this. Do the following statements agree with the information given in the reading passage? Answer, true, false, or not given. Alternatively, it can also be phrased like this. Do the following statements agree with the claims of the writer in the reading passage? Answer, yes, no, or not given. In both of these cases, there are only 3 possible answers. The first, either true or yes, indicates that you can find the information in the passage. The second, either false or no, indicates that the opposite information is in the passage. The last option, not given, means the reading passage lacks the information you need to answer the question. Let's put this into practice. As you can see, here's a list of 7 questions. In this case, the test is asking if these statements agree with the information given in the reading passage. If so, the correct answer is true. If the opposite information is present in the passage, the correct answer is false. If the information is not available in the passage, the answer is not given. The first question asks whether chronobiology is the study of how living things have evolved over time. Let's take a look at the passage. Remember, these questions occur in order, so the question is likely to occur at the beginning of the passage. In the first paragraph, it says that chronobiology is the study of short-term rhythms of time and their effect on flora and fauna. This is the opposite of the concept of evolution, which is theorized to occur over long periods of time. Tip number 1 tells us to look at the instructions, which tell us that if the opposite information is present in the passage, the correct answer is false. Since short-term rhythms of life are the opposite concept of long-term natural selection, the answer is false. Tip number 2, don't use your own knowledge to answer the question. People who take the IELTS come from a variety of careers and educational backgrounds. To make the test fair for everyone, the reading passages talk about a multitude of different academic subjects. If you get a reading passage on a topic you're familiar with, this may make you happy, as the passage may be more interesting or the vocabulary may be more familiar. However, this can be a trap. When thinking about the not given questions, don't answer the questions based on your own knowledge or experience. This can be very challenging, especially if you already know a lot about the topic. Pay attention to the details in the passage and use them to answer the question, not your own knowledge. Even if you know something is true, if it isn't mentioned in the passage, the answer is not given. Let's go back to the questions to give you an example of what this would look like. Take question 3. Most animals are active during the daytime. Instinctively, we want to say this is true because we see most animals during the daytime. However, take a look at the passage. It reads, animals tend to be active or inactive, depending on the position of the sun or the moon. Numerous creatures, humans included, are largely diurnal. That is, they like to come out during the hours of sunlight. Nocturnal animals, such as bats or possums, prefer to forage by night. This passage says that many animals are active during the day. Many means more than one, which can seem like a lot. However, the passage doesn't say that the majority or more than half of animals are active during the day. Neither does it say that most animals are active at night. Thus, while we feel that the statement is true because, based on our own experience, the correct answer is actually not given, because the reading passage does not specify if most animals are active during the day. Remember, don't use your own knowledge to answer the question. Tip number 3, focus on the concepts and ideas in each question. Unlike other reading questions in the IELTS exam, which require you to use specific words or phrases from the reading passage, this type of question is usually paraphrased. This means the meaning of the words is the same, but the exact same words from the passage aren't being used. To get these questions right, the key is to focus on the concepts and ideas rather than matching words in the question to identical words in the reading passage. Let's take a look at an example. The fourth question states, circadian rhythms identify how we do different things on different days. Is it true, false, or not given? Let's take a look at the passage. It reads, when it comes to humans, chronobiologists are interested in what is known as the circadian rhythm. This is the complete cycle our bodies are naturally geared to undergo within the passage of a 24-hour day. Aside from sleeping at night and waking during the day, each cycle involves many other factors, such as changes in blood pressure and body temperature. If you were looking for the key phrase, circadian rhythm, you could use it to find this passage quickly. However, what about the words identify or different? They aren't in the passage. To get this question right, it's important to understand the meaning of both the question and the reading passage. The question defines the circadian rhythm as explaining the changes between different days, such as going to school on Tuesdays but having a day off on Sunday. However, the reading passage defines circadian rhythms as explaining the changes inside a single day, such as being awake at 10 a.m. or asleep at 10 p.m. It's paraphrased, but once you understand the concepts, the answer is clear. The question is talking about the differences between days, while the passage is talking about the differences within days. It means the answer is false. Tip number 4. The entirety of the statement needs to be supported by the passage for the answer to be true. Question 34 reads, high-tech industries in Asia use more helium than laboratories and manufacturers in other parts of the world. Here, the relevant portion of the passage says the following. The worsening global shortage of helium could render millions of dollars of high-value, life-saving equipment totally useless. The dwindling supplies have already resulted in the postponement of research and development projects in physics laboratories and manufacturing plants around the world. There is an enormous supply and demand imbalance, partly brought about by the expansion of high-tech manufacturing in Asia. This is one of the biggest tricks of the not given questions. The passage clearly states that high-tech manufacturing in Asia is using helium. So we want to answer true, because the first part of the statement is true. However, only the first part of the question is supported by the reading passage. The second part of the statement, which talks about Asian laboratories using more helium than other manufacturers, is a concept which is not present anywhere in the passage. As such, the correct answer is not given, despite the first half being true. In other words, if some of the information from the questions is missing from the passage, then the answer is not given. These partially supported statements are why reading the question carefully and paying attention to the detail is so important. If you can find some of the meaning, but not all of it, then the answer is not given, rather than true. That's all the tips I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed it. If you found this video useful, give us a like, subscribe to this channel, and share it with your friends. Our sponsor for this video is Helppo, an online tutoring company specializing in connecting students with friendly tutors from top U.S. schools like Harvard University and the University of Chicago. If you need help preparing for the ACT, SAT, HKDSE, IELTS, or others, consider making an appointment at hihelppo.com. Links to everything are below. Videos like this wouldn't be possible without the support of the Helppo team. Our scriptwriters include graduates from top schools across the U.S. Together, they have over 15 years of experience helping others achieve their dreams. A special thanks also goes out to our production staff as they work tirelessly to get this content to you, our wonderful viewers. As always, have a great day and best of luck on the IELTS.